If you're a woman who once desired your partner, but over time that desire has slowly faded, or if you're the partner and you're wondering why the intimacy in your relationship has changed, this may be a conversation you might want to stick around for because it might help you to understand what's actually happening. Because for most women, they don't simply just lose desire, or at least not for the reasons that most people think. And the truth is often much more relational than biological. So, in this video, we're going to talk about why desire often changes in long term relationships specifically, what happens in the female nervous system, and what couples often misunderstand about intimacy. One of the biggest myths about desire is that it should stay the same over time. And I'll be honest, that was something that was a myth buster for me because desire does not stay static, it changes over time. And for women, it's responding to things like the environment, emotional safety, stress, connection, and how a woman feels in her relationship. Early in relationships, the novelty is doing all of the work. Everything is new. There's all of this excitement, attention, and curiosity. But over time, relationships move from the newness, the novelty, into real world, everyday life. Your responsibilities begin to increase, stress increases, and if your emotional connection in the relationship isn't maintained, if it isn't something that you're being very intentional about, desire can begin to fade. Now, this isn't because the love has disappeared in the relationship or in this connection, but it's because that environment has changed. Many women experience something called responsive desire, which means desire doesn't always start with a spontaneous or an instant wanting. Instead, for women, most women, that desire often grows after connection, after affection, or an emotional closeness or connection is taking place. So when a woman feels emotionally distant, or overwhelmed, unseen, or pressured, her body may not move at all towards intimacy, even if she still loves her partner. And for the most part, she does. But she has this distance. Her body isn't moving towards the intimacy. And this is where couples can become very confused and even frustrated because love and desire, although they're connected, they're not the same system. There are few relationship patterns that consistently reduce female desire. You have your chronic stress, being emotionally alone in the relationship, any unresolved resentment, pressures around sex, feeling more like a partner in responsibility and not a partner in intimacy. And sometimes feeling unseen as a woman rather than appreciated as a partner. None of these things mean that the relationship is doomed or that it's over, but they can, however, they do create, an environment where desire struggles to grow because desire does need safety, it needs emotional connection, and it needs room to breathe. When I first began years ago researching this topic, and I just want you to know, like, it wasn't just something I was curious about. It was most definitely because I was having some things that I was experiencing on my own. I was married and my body just was not responding the same way anymore. And I can remember asking myself what's happening. I can remember going to my gynecologist and speaking to him, asking him about what is happening. And very few people can explain why this is happening. So I want to be able to reframe and reshape this for you. Losing desire in a relationship does not mean that intimacy is gone forever. Often it simply means something in the environment, the emotional environment, just needs attention. When your connection improves, when pressure decreases, when the safety returns to the relationship, desire often naturally returns as well. And it's not something that's forced, but it's just through this understanding that this happens, which is a beautiful thing. Before you go, ask yourself one question. What is my body or my heart trying to tell me that I haven't fully named yet? Because when we understand ourselves better, our relationships begin to change too. Stay close. We're having real conversations here.